Morning.
Okay.
Knowing what you're doing, number one.
You're getting warmer. Right, number one, knowing what you're looking for. Number two, looking for it. Number three, deciding how important it is. Yeah? I think all judging comes down to that simple thing. And we can all make mistakes in not noticing something. Sometimes you can make mistakes in not recognising how important one thing is against the other, but there is no excuse for not knowing what you're looking for. Right, in selves, what tells you what you're looking for? Can you...
The standard.
The standard, correct, right. So, go through the standard then. How many points for head, eyes and ears? Right, number one, how many points for head, eyes and ears? 30 is correct, right. So number one, you want to be self-judged as well on the standard. Right, so 1 out of 4 of you knows that. Secondly, how many points for colour? Stop cheating.
Oh, sorry. I looked it up. I was still working at the old.
He didn't know yesterday. How many points for colour? 30. Right, how many points for body type? Yep. What? 15. 25. 25 is the right answer, yeah. And how many points for coat?
15.
15, correct. Did you work that out in your head by elimination?
Yes, mental arithmetic.
So the first thing is know the standard, because it's going to tell you what's most important if it comes to a close decision. Like if there were 10 points for body type, you wouldn't do the finger poke test, which I'm going to do all the time. Right. And then the other part of the standard is the back page. What does the back page tell you? What? It's front page that says the points, and there's the back page. What does the back page tell you? Right, so what?
Even I'm lost with that one.
Guidance to judges.
Oh, right.
It tells you, it describes what, in more detail, what you're looking for on the front page. So the front page tells you the point, the back page tells you the guidance. So, just early warning, at some stage next year, I'll do a test, right? And you need to know the standards. Yeah, front and back pages. Because it's not complicated for selves, there's only 2 pages, and there's a load of picks he's got to do that are all very different. So for selves, it's got to be the easiest. Okay. Right. So whites, which of these is adult?
One is an adult, 2 allegedly is a type of
So you're doing comment. See, when you get a book steward that makes comments about the cavies, they get that. Right.
It's not a red card, it's a chocolate card. Right, sorry.
Right. So any of you that's got a cave in this class don't speak. Yeah? So first thing, what are we looking at? And in white, obviously, it's difficult to say how white the cave is unless there are other cavies that are whiter. Now at Wyvern we had an example where one was miles whiter than the others. In this one, any opinions? How white is that?
Fairly white.
Looks fairly white to me. We'll look at them together. Which is whiter?
And this way around.
Yeah.
Swap
Which way
them
around?
over, Brian.
I would have said that way, but the swap them over, they're probably
Swap them over, Brian.
Right, which way do you think's whiter? I'm
Well,
swap them,
looking at there, I'd have said that one.
Yeah.
But swap them over.
I would, Simon. I'd say that one
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
That's
I think it's lighter, isn't it?
Yes. But on this occasion, I still think it's whiter.
Yeah,
Well-
it is that way around, yeah.
So there probably is a difference in colour, swapping them both ways, which is, David and Simon know the trick. I'm sure Clara does them before. It's always a trick worth doing, because for some reason that I don't quite understand, it makes a difference. What's surprising is it seems it's the same way for you, and you stand on the opposite side than I am. But anyway, okay, right. So this is number one. Next thing I'm going to do is the finger poke test, which is what? What's the finger poke test? Right. So have a feel. How solid is it? Simon? Well,
Not bad. Not bad at all.
I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's good either. It's somewhere in between. I've felt better, but it's not got. I'm not feeling immense bone when I feel it on top. So it's got some flesh on shoulder. Not the ideal amount. So I'd say not bad. And then condition.
Feels like it could be better.
Yeah.
They're underweight for an adult.
Okay. So we'll say nice colour. it's got slight stain around the bend. I tend not to be too critical of that because white ones often are, but it does have a slight stain and it could cost it if all things are equal. Yeah? Anybody disagree with that?
At this stage, no.
Right, nice shoulder. Could be more flesh. Slightly baggy, slightly soft feel to the belly. Look at the coat. Coat, Dave?
Yeah.
What are you
Well,
doing?
for a while, what I'm trying to use a kit to try and get some of this stuff onto the website.
I don't want to be on the website.
It's not for you, it's for the members.
Oh, right. Good Lord. Right.
See, I always find this part a bit difficult because if a black had got that kind of coat,
Yeah.
you'd be moaning.
You'd say it could be. I wouldn't be too critical. You'd expect a black slightly shorter. I don't think that's badly groomed. I think it's pretty even.
If it was,
It's just the inherent nature, isn't it? It's
think
very
it's-
well short. It's short
yeah.
coat. It's well groomed. It is longer coat.
I
than
think
black.
that's right. I think basically it's a slightly longer coated pig, and I think it's well groomed, but the coat is probably slightly thicker than you'd expect on a black. Yeah, so you put well groomed, slightly thick coat. Now we'll look at the type. Show the head type. So head, eyes and ears, those are striking.
Nice head and eye. The ears are, as I said, a bit higher and also a bit wavy.
Sarah? Sophie's eyes. Can't see now.
It's nice, but it just needs to fit a bit
just
lower.
kick the other head in your way.
Yeah. Right. Simon?
I would have said it's quite well balanced on head eye in that it's perhaps not outstanding, but it's got a good eye, it's got an appealing muzzle, and yeah, quite a good set of ears. Could be a bit bigger, but it's got a broad, a good width on its front.
And Dave?
I'll go along with that.
Right.
Word for word.
I think you're all right. It's a case of how critical you want to be about the ears. I think the head, eyes and ears are well balanced. It's got a bold eye. The head is nice shape without being exceptional. The ears are a decent size without being fantastic, but the whole is balanced. So I probably wouldn't be too hard on it, but it's going to be beaten by a pig with a better head, eye and ear. So I think everybody's right
But
in case of how you assess it.
If you sit it down with its shoulder, its body, it looks like an all-round reasonably good pig to me.
All-round reasonable.
It's got all the features that you would want on a yourself without maybe being exceptional, but it hasn't got good ears and a long body, or it
No,
it's balanced.
It's a reasonable all-round pig. Basically, it's a long way from being outstanding. It's not got the shape of head, the pronounced shape that you expect on an outstanding one. It's not got the flesh on shoulder, because if you feel it though, you can feel a touch of bony shoulder, more than when it was on my hand. I think the colour is decent without being spectacular. It's well groomed without being a really wonderfully coated pig. So generally, it's a near miss all round. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Right. So it could beat one that was outstanding on some features and had very bad ears, but it's not going to beat a good all round one. Okay. So near miss all round. Right. Its head. Dave, what do you think of its head, eye, and ear?
The boar.
Well, I like the size. It's got a fair ball head, and the ears are acceptable.
Do you not think you're being a bit hard on its head for a boar?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, I've been a bit hard, aren't you? What? Because but they're not going to get pronounced bumps the same, not generally. I guess against a real good sow it would be shown off a bit, slightly plain in expression, but it's broad, it's got a reasonable Roman nose, it's just not pronounced, is it? I don't dislike its head, eye and ear for a boar. I think the ears are pretty well set, the eyes are bold. I'd say nice head, eye and ear, basically. Now we'll shoot these scales all right.
Yeah, they're fine.
Right,
I've tared them
it's going
for
off
you.
OD because it's 4 ounces above the limit. It's bony on shoulder, which makes me think that a 5 to 8 shouldn't be bony on shoulder. So how big would it be if it weren't bony on shoulder? So I think it's too big for its age group. Clara won't speak. So impression of colour. What are your impressions of the top colour?
Well, you're going to come down to preferences. I think that one to me is just a shade dull.
Yeah.
Shade rich and shade uneven.
Yeah. You can't. You got to say. You're a judge.
Well, they've got pigs in the class.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know you can't say because you've got pigs in the class. Right. Right. I thought you were being diffident. Right. You can't say. Right. Okay. Sorry to be slow on the uptake. Right. Okay. I tend to agree. It looks. The undercolour showing through a little bit. So there's slight flakiness, particularly on those sides there. I'm looking down the side and not even holding it back, and I can see white under. I look down and it's certainly looking light under. So there's a.
It looks richer when you look from underneath.
Yeah.
When you look at the top of the top coat.
Yeah. So it's slightly, it's certainly light under, slight flakiness. Head, eye, and ear. What are you thinking of that?
Very good eye, very good eye. Nice set ears. Pleasing head.
Yeah, I think that's fair comment. Simon, would you disagree with that?
Yeah, it's a little bit sort of starey.
Well, you think the eyes are almost too bold?
A little bit, or maybe a bit high, just a bit plain here perhaps, or maybe just maybe the head's quite small. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That it could be a darker head on it. Maybe that would.
Could be. I'm tending to go more on basics, and the problem is a slight stariness, but I don't think I particularly fault it on that.
No, it was just.
I think the head's to me it's a nice head eye and ear. It's well balanced. The ears are good. The eyes are bold. Against an outstanding. What's our impression of top colour?
Getting close to the standard, I believe. It's still a bit patchy, but it's not as heavy as the other one.
I would say it's a lot more even with them, and quite a bit a paler colour. And the undercolour doesn't look like it shows through, but maybe it's just the way it is.
Is it paler or is it just better undercolour?
Maybe just more, just even. Yes, maybe it's
Struggling
undercolour.
to see a big difference in colour, but certainly the impression is more evenness in image. So yeah, it's a more even top colour. I think it's a more even colour. I think it's because the undercolour is better.
No, the contrast with top.
Just seen something there that slight. The coat's breaking. So flicking back, the coat's breaking a bit. It's a more even colour. It's a better undercolour. I mean, I call that cream. I'm happy with that as undercolour. Yeah. When you're looking down, and I'm not getting an impression of white. Yeah. Yeah. Shoulder. Let's do the shoulder.
You can go first.
Go on, you go first. Yeah.
It's a better shoulder. Yeah.
I think it's a better shoulder. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So there's more flesh on shoulder. It's not perfect, but better, and it feels more solid generally. Right, head, eyes, and ears. We're now seeing a difference on one characteristic clearly.
Nice eye.
Nice eye.
Nice head.
Short on ears.
Short one.
Yeah. So
If you're not parked in a space in the car park, they're actually opening the field for the overflow cars. So you're not blocking anybody in. Can you go and put your car in the field?
so nice head and eye, short on ears. Now Bernard would don't put that behind that. I wouldn't. It's slightly short on ears, but to me it's much more even colour. It's a much better shoulder, so it's clearly going for that. I guess the biggest.
You carry on,
Right.
I'll work around you.
Some of it may be a bit mixed up in the boxes, so they'll have to do
Now here
and then some of it I know that mine's been
we've got
really added out.
that one has a slightly better eye than this.